What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Good morning. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. It is Saturday, September 20th, 2025, and I am here at the Kaagbaan runway 24, primary runway for departures, together with runway 18 left today, catering to outbound traffic. Welcome to the show, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Marja, goedenavond. Wolfgang, good morning. Welcome to the show, everybody else who already joined us. For the time being, the sun is out. Well, it was out, but now temporarily it isn't. Wind is blowing from the south. In other words, from over there. Later in the day, in fact, in the beginning of the afternoon, rain is expected to arrive in the Netherlands. So I don't think I'll be able to make it until 2. Probably 1 o'clock already is a stretch. Depends on which weather forecast you believe. Either way, hope it's going to be a good one. After yesterday's stream with a lot of buffering, I went to work and I reached out to an expert from a store that is specialized in mobile connectivity. If all is well, later today I'm getting a new modem. Showing you a big picture overview. So the clouds are in the south, west is still open, north is too. The east, land inward, also has more cloudiness. They have taken care of the grass on the diagonal part here, so we can look into the water right now. Duckies are there, grebes are too, coots are too. I've already seen a few of them. Paul, in the meantime, sending a membership. Who is the recipient? It's Michael. Welcome back, Michael. I'm sure you'll say thanks to Paul. Make sure you use those custom emojis that you now once again have access to for a month. Welcome back, Michael and Paul. Thank you so much for your generosity, mate. So like I was saying, if all is well, later today I am going to receive a new modem, a 5G modem. That also comes included with a MIMO antenna. Multiple in, multiple out. Apparently that's to amplify the signal that you can receive from 5G masts. Over here, reception should be good because either my KPN mast is on that building or it is over there. I'm not sure which of the two it is, but yesterday I was looking at a map. At least the guy that I spoke to was looking on the map, and I also had a look on antennacard.nl, and apparently you can see where all the masts are for both KPN, Vodafone, Odido. So a new modem. And that antenna amplifies 6 dBi, which I was told should make a significant difference. So both reception and stability and upload and download speeds should be significantly better than doing without. Looking forward to it. Over here, I hope reception, the direct line reception will be good enough so that we have a stream that runs smoothly. And hopefully from tomorrow, weather permitting, I'm not sure yet what the weather tomorrow will be like, but hopefully from tomorrow on, there is not going to be any trouble. In the meantime, a very good morning to everybody. Frits, goedemorgen. Misam, goedemorgen. John, Mr. F, good morning. Let's see. 18 right, no longer in use. Everything outbound will be going through Kaagbaan. E2 Embraer to Bilbao up next. KLM flight 1523. 737-900 next after that to Venice, flight 1629. In the blue part of the sky, contrails are visible quite easily. As you can see, there's one right here. Twin jet. Is that a 737? Looks like no hatches for the main gears. So that makes it either a 7.3, E2, Embraer. Chris Coot, cheeky bastard, not afraid of me. He's on land already. Stefan, goedemorgen. Nienke, goedemorgen. Malay, good morning. Last since 76, goedenavond. Jet 273, thank you Wolfgang. Han, goedemorgen kerel, good to see you again. Ruud, goedemorgen. Sardi, goedemorgen. Jillard, goedemorgen. Dirk Kantoor, goedemorgen. Grant, good evening. Kiora. Quick look around. No other contrails in the immediate vicinity. Nippon over there. Yesterday we saw Nippon leave via runway 24. Maybe today we'll get lucky and see it leave via 24 as well. Not sure where it's going to go to later today and when. That of course will depend the runway it'll be using. Embraer 175, it's Narrowbodies for the time being. The Widebodies are preparing. One of those already high up near zenith departures. Cedric, good morning. Judith, good morning. Goedemorgen. Kareem, good morning. Babbers, good morning. Harriet, goedemorgen. Arnold, good morning. Welcome one and all. United is preparing. United 767-400 is that what you're looking at in the distance. Don't see those on the global scale very often anymore. Though over here it is a relatively frequent visitor. The Embraer 190 to T side will probably take off first. Eres, good morning. NL Planes, good morning. Cass, good morning. Senna, goedemorgen. Dalia, goedemorgen. And Sardi. Thank you so much for your vote of confidence. Welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge, our latest Aurora Sky Lounge member. If you need to know where stuff is, ask around. Many have gone before you and will happily show you around. Hope you're going to enjoy the custom emojis. Make sure to use them. That goes for all members, new and old, gifted or non-gifted. Have fun with them. Now, I was wrong. United is departing first, flight 71, going to Newark, the November 67058. "23-year-old airplane, first flight January 2002. Hope that didn't clip. If the audio needs to be turned down a tad, the ambient, let me know. Your captain did a rocket takeoff as well, Wolfgang. Well, at least you guys were able to see the blue sky then relatively quickly. No time to waste, gotta move with haste. They already sang a song about it in the 90s, I think. Veerboot, goedemorgen. Iwan, goedemorgen. Boy, goedemorgen. MSM Hal, goedemorgen. Manzi, good morning. Embraer 190 to T-side will be next. Adi, goedemorgen. 3 narrow bodies, and on the left you can see Delta Airlines flight 133 all queuing up there. Delta 133 to Detroit, an A350, the first of the show. Of many more, hopefully. The first of many more. Paul, goedemorgen. Gijs, goedemorgen. Marcel, goedemorgen. Marieke, goedemorgen. Suriname is arriving today, Cedric. Not leaving. Tomorrow they'll leave again. KLM Flight 962 is also leaving right now. The T side. Here it is already. Embraer 190. Embraer. And it is a pretty hopper. In the meantime, Sardi, our latest Aurora Skylounge member, went ahead and gifted 5 memberships just now. Thank you so much, Sardi, for your extreme generosity. You didn't have to do that, but you went ahead and did it anyway. Welcome to the Aurora Skylounge new members. Don't forget to say thank you to Sardi if you are the recipient of one of his or her gifted memberships. Have fun with custom emojis. You now have access to all 34 of them for a month. Make sure to use them. And don't forget to say thank you to Sardi. Sardi, thank you so much once again for your generosity, and welcome to the Aurora Skylounge new members. Next departure to London Luton. It might give you the cramps. Look away if you are Luton intolerant. EasyJet flight 22512. Rodi, goedemorgen. And welcome to the show, everybody else who joined in the meantime. As you can see, it is half blue and half cloudy already. Clouds are drifting in from the southwest. As the day progresses, it is going to get more cloudy, and rain is expected even already in the early afternoon over here, arriving from the west. KLM Flight 937 to Glasgow, 737-800. And next up will be Delta Airlines Flight 133 to Detroit, Michigan, an A350, the first of the show. The November 514 Delta November. 5-year-old airplane. First flight March 2020. Good morning, Freddie Dutch. And Nippon will be leaving around 10:20 to Milan. Well, 10:20 is a good time for us because only one runway will be open by then. And that's still going to be runway 24. So that is good news for us. should mean that we will get to see the departure from the right runway. Well, there it goes. First A350 of the show. And on its way again. Ray, Honda, good morning guys. Welcome to the show everybody else. Just Marcel, goedemorgen. Andre, guten morgen. Good to see you again, mate. Hey. Okay, so they have opened up 18 left, huh? Oh, okay. My bad. I'm still in the arrivals mode. 10:20. Ah, of course, yeah. I started early, which is why first the Alsmeerbaan 18 left was closed. But come 10:20, 2 runways will be open. And Nippon will leave via the runway. No. Spoke too soon. Still in arrivals mode. Diverging departures all throughout the show except for 11 until 11:40. Embraer 190 to Humberside is going to be next. KLM flight 971. Martin, goedemorgen. Eddie, good morning. Goedemorgen. Schiphol Airport Jetstream, goedemorgen. H-Man, good morning. This is what the south looks like. This is what the west looks like. This is what things look like to the north. Polderbaan arrival over there. Emirates, triple by the looks of it. Swiss Sport Worker, good morning. Mark, goedemorgen. Radisson Guy, good morning. Goedemorgen Jan. And Peter K, thank you so much for all the ongoing support. 1 more month. And I'll be blue like KLM. Yeah, 23 months already as a member in the Aurora Sky Lounge. I hope in the lounge everything is still to your liking, Peter. If not, let me know. Let me see what I can do to fix that. Hope you're going to stick around for many more months to come, Peter. If not as a member, then at least as a regular frequent visitor. Thank you so much for the ongoing support, mate. Always nice to have you in the chat. And I hope you're going to stick around for many, many more months to come. Twin jet over there. Twin jet over there as well. What's this one? Hard to make out. Another departure, KLM flight 1151 to Trondheim. Another Embraer 190. Kaidos, good morning. Luca, good morning. Andy, good morning, mate. Welcome to the show, one and all. Rain is expected later in the morning, or I should say later in the day, the beginning of the afternoon. Although when exactly in the beginning of the afternoon, the different weather sources differ in opinion about. Some say it might start raining already around 1 o'clock, others forecast rain a bit later. But it's not going to stay dry until 5, I'll tell you that. Now, as you can see, they have taken care of the grass on the diagonal part here of the grass field. Means that we can look into the water. Right now, when taking a look, there's not much to see. Chris Coot has already been sighted on land. And I've also seen Donald and Daisy, although they did fly away when I was arriving here. Diverging departures in progress. 18 left now also open. Means everything eastbound will be taking off from 18 left. Anything westbound on paper should be taking off from the runway over here, runway 24. There's an airplane lining up right now. Embraer 190 to Aberdeen. KLM flight 913 and flight 1303 is, I think, the airplane that you can see over there in the middle. That's an E2 Embraer to Gdansk, which I'm surprised is looking to be taking off from runway 24 because Gdansk is to the east, so that basically negates what I was just saying about the division between destinations to the east and west. It's Schiphol. Schiphol is the home of anomalies, always. Good morning, South Island Aviation. Arjan, goedemorgen. Koen, goedemorgen. And Wolfgang says Lufty 748. Passing overhead east-west. Let's see, Lufty passing over west to east, now over the coast. Where exactly do I need to look? Because overhead it is hard to see anything. Don't see any contrails that look like there is 747. In the meantime, Peter K just now went ahead and gifted a membership, and I see that Ray is the recipient. Welcome to the Skylines, Ray. Don't forget to say thank you to Peter if you haven't already. Have fun with the custom emojis. Make sure to use them, get creative with them, make us laugh. That goes for all members, new and old. Peter, thank you so much for your generosity, mate. And welcome, Ray. On its way. Good morning, Nout. Satori, goedemorgen. Bo, goedemorgen. NV, I don't know what NV means. What do you mean with NV? Next up, Embraer 190 to Leeds and an Embraer 175 to Norwich after that. And I'm wondering, where are the wide bodies? Right now it seems to be a narrow body exclusive Exodus. Bridge Hopper on behalf of KLM, flight 1019, going to Leeds. Leaders outbound, and in the background, what was that? Must have been the 737 to Nice, or? Is informing us about Qatar about to cross the runway pretty soon. There you go. Qatar Cargo having arrived at Schiphol. Good morning Drew, good morning Martin. Daniel, goedemorgen. It's still Narrowbodies o'clock here at Schiphol. The Widebody Exodus to the Americas is usually a bit later in the morning. It is still early. We began a bit early today because there's rain expected later in the day. Also expected later in the day is my new 5G modem with omnidirectional antenna that should amplify the reception. It should make the bandwidth more stable and higher, both upload and download. Very eager to test that out. An elaborate phone conversation with an advisor from a store that specializes in mobile connectivity. Described and discussed about my use case for more than half an hour. His best bet was this solution, so I ordered it. Should arrive today. I'm thinking after almost 3 years of use, several hours per day, 3 to 4 days a week, and having uploaded almost 5 terabytes of data in that period, my modem might be a little worn. Over here, if all is well, reception should be good because my 5G mast is either that one or it's one of those. Either way, direct line of sight should mean good reception. But even that, I'm not too certain about because I do sometimes see loading signs on my flight radar. Fingers crossed. Henk, goedemorgen. Good to see you again. Marijke, goedemorgen. Eralton, goedemorgen. Erik, goedemorgen. Welcome to the show, everybody. Daniel, good morning. I do see a couple of wide bodies that should take off from this runway, having come alive on the platform. KLM flight 789 to Sint Maarten, one of them. Delta Airlines flight 73 to Atlanta as well. But that airplane often has its transponder on without it going anywhere anytime soon. So I'm not going to call that as an arrival, an upcoming arrival already. Busiest jet taking off from a runway 22. Interesting, I never was aware that there is a map where you can find all the 5 and 4G antennas in the Netherlands for all the providers. Turns out that over here reception is relatively good. It should be even better in P3. So the fact that I always had trouble with reception in P3 has to be that garage is one big Faraday cage, because there are more masts of all the providers in that area than anywhere else around Schiphol. And that was a citation apparently. Michael is the expert on this subject matter. To me, they're almost all biz jets, either with 2 or with 3 engines. I think I'm able to recognize a Pilatus PC-24, but that is about it. No PC-24. That's the one with the propeller, right? Another biz jet taking off here. That's a bit bigger. That is certainly not a small jet by any means. Always makes me wonder, who is the owner? Is it the company? Is it a private person? If it is a private person, who is it? Wow. Turning in. Pity of the backlight. Man. That is no small jet by any means. Ah, PC-12 is the prop. There you go. So I am able to recognize a PC-12. That has a quite distinct shape and profile. Let's see. Hey Siegfried, goedemorgen. KLM flight 983 is lined up according to flight radar. Ah, there it is. I was about to say, and we're waiting for it to show itself, but there it is already. Embraer 190 to London City. The Embraer Exodus. German Airways, flying on behalf of KLM. On its way to London. The Quackers are doing it, are taking it easy. I have seen Donald and Daisy though. They have been spotted here. They flew away when I was arriving here. Chris Coote has also been sighted. He even had the audacity to come over here in the grass field where I am also standing right now. Viewpoint says that bizjet was a Bombardier Global. There you go. Wonder how much you would have to shelf out for one of those if they're new after coming out of the factory. That's an 8-figure, a generous 8-figure, I imagine. Maybe even 9? Well, it depends, of course, on how you pimp it. If you go overboard with pimping it out, it'll probably it can probably get as expensive as you want it to get. 787 is coming. I like that KLM is operating a 787-9, which on flight radar abbreviated shows as 789, and it's also the same flight number. I betcha that's something they did on purpose. Just as how flight 777 often is an Airbus 767s too. They like to switch it up, use flight numbers of airplane types to be flown by other airplane types than their flight number designates, if you can still follow. So this airplane to Sint Maarten, KLM flight 789 is also a Boeing 789. It's poetic. It's a perfectionist's dream. Misam asks about Garuda. Don't know what its time of departure will be. That'll determine which runway it will use. There's only a small time slot during which Kaagbaan will be open as the only runway. And that'll, well, two time slots actually in the hours going forward. From 11 until 11:40 and between 1 and 2. Now I don't know if I'm going to be around between 1 and 2 because of the weather, but it depends on the time of departure. Now it looks... Nah. For a moment I thought there was... For a moment I thought there was an airplane on the runway in the opposite direction. Of course there wasn't. That's the taxiway. Dick, goedemorgen. Theo, goedemorgen. Stoof, goedemorgen. Arjan asks if I happen to know if KLM gets A350-900s or 1000s. I don't know for sure, Arjan. The only thing I know is that they'll use them as freighters, or at least that's what the plan is. Iris says 900s. Sounds very plausible. Most of the A350s are 1000, are 900s. Big jet arriving on the Polderbaan. United by the looks of it, if I had to guess. Some nice morning cloudy vistas in the southeasterly distance. This is what the south and southwest are currently looking like. Rain is expected. It's not going to be very long. I don't think I will be able to do a full length stream today. But fingers crossed we might get pretty far. Hey, that's good news, Maria. Singapore will depart from Kaagbaan later. If all is well, an A321neo is lining up right now to bloody Helsinki. A330 coming as well, and Finnair A350. Good news, Iris. Keep it coming. That's the way I like it.
That's the way, I like it.
KLM flight 1251 to bloody Helsinki, Finland. A321neo. We have K1 over here, chilling and relaxing. Right now, the sun is coming out. What? It's going to be brief, but here it is. It does allow me to wave hi to you and say hi. Shady figure. Ominous voice. KLM flight 1199 up next. Hey, good morning, Frank. Hope you're giving us good news. Clemencia, goedemorgen. Alexander, good morning. Alexander is tuning in from Johannesburg in South Africa. As always. Next up, KLM flight 1199 to Oslo, 737-800, and it looks like KLM flight 789 will be next to leave. And over there you can see KLM flight 749, which is going to go to Bogota in Colombia. Also Kaagbaan departure, runway 24. The morning light, always exquisite here if the sun does come out. We have the best lighting here. Big picture wise, this is what it looks like to the north. This is what the west is currently looking like. Already some high cirrus clouds indicative of an impending weather change. This is what it looks like to the east, land inward. This is what the south is currently looking like. This is where we need to look to see what is coming our way. Alright, KLM flight 789. A Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner on its way to St. Maarten. It's the PHBHD with the deeper smile. Bravo Hotel Delta, 9 years old already. First flight January 2016. If all is well, its bigger sibling is going to be next. Or is it? I think it is. Hey, you're welcome, Stefan. Well, the sun is only out temporarily. Think it's going to be shadiness pretty soon again. Looking around in the water, all is quiet. Chris Coot has been sighted. Donald and Daisy flew off. I thought I also heard Gary Grebe already. Yes, and it is KLM flight 749, which will be leaving to Bogota in Colombia. That is now lining up. 787-10 Dreamliner. And more widebodies are coming. ARS is already announcing them. I can see a few. KLM flight 605 has come alive. That's another 787-10. Delta Airlines is already on its way over here. KLM flight 743 to Lima has been pushed back. Also a candidate for this runway. So yeah, should be good. Next up, KLM flight 749 to Bogota. That's in Colombia. That's right next to it's the Bravo Kilo Delta coming our way in a moment. There it is already. Papa Hotel Bravo Kilo Delta. 5-year-old airplane. First flight November 2019. And it looks like next after that KLM flight 1137 to Dublin, Ireland. Frank asks about the nearest by mast for 4G and 5G. You can look that up. I'm not sure if you already heard that I went and spoke to a firm that is specialized in mobile connectivity yesterday after the stream. But I explained my use case, and I've ordered a 5G modem with an omnidirectional antenna that amplifies 6 dBi. The guy I spoke to also went ahead and looked along with me, and apparently you can find all the antennas on antennekaart.nl, and with Google Maps or Google Earth you could probably measure the distance. At the Kaagbaan, you're right in the middle. There's one mast at the north end of the center runway. Attached, if you look on Google Street View, on the rooftop of a building at the Hoofdvaart. And there's one in Vijfhuizen, near the MH17 monument. So Kaagbaan is right in the middle. Antennekaart.nl. That is where you can find all the masts for all the providers. If all is well, this afternoon I should receive my 5G modem with omnidirectional MIMO antenna. From what I've seen, I've also seen reviews for people who have mobile homes who did speed tests with and without the antenna, and it definitely resulted in higher upload and download. Very much looking forward to see what the result will be going forward. Matt, goedemorgen. Tom, goedemorgen. Interesting link that Maria is sharing. If you want to see where departing airplanes will be assigned to take off from, go to that link, type in the flight number, just the numbers, and if all is well, you should be seeing the time of departure and also the runway assignment. That can change still, mind you. I have seen it before that the website was incorrect and runway use changed. So it's not 100% guaranteed that your flight, the flight that you looked up, will definitely depart from the runway indicated on that website, but it often is right. Next up, Delta Airlines flight 47 arriving from the gate, going to New York, JFK. And we also see the SkyTeam liveried Embraer 190 from KLM. Ah yeah, indeed, Maria. Now that you mention it. John Dutch Canadian, goedemorgen. Welcome to the show. Everybody else who joined us, hope you're doing well. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. This is Delta Airlines flight 47 to New York, JFK. Benchmark for loudness. If it starts to clip, let me know, Wolfgang. A330 departure is usually the loudest. Lufty 74 will pass northwest to southeast over Permanent in a few seconds, now over the coast. Northeast to southwest. No, wait, northwest to southeast. So it should be somewhere over there. Over Permanent. Okay, so it's further to the north. There's definitely a contrail being produced over there, but that is a twin jet. Where did I see it? There, that's twin. That's not it. As you can see, the northern sky is also getting more cloudy. This is what the west is currently looking like. This is what my south looks like. I don't see anything resembling a 747 or control of a 747 north of me. No clipping, all good. Thank you, Wolfgang. I lowered the volume a little bit to compared to what I am using when filming arrivals here or when filming at the Polderbaan, simply because over here the departures do get a bit more loud than anywhere else. It's usually one setting that works for most of the circumstances, although when the wind is blowing my way I also sometimes lower the volume, the ambient volume, a little bit. One KLM Embraer 190 coming up, and after that 2 Widebodies. You can see Nippon Cargo over there, KLM Cargo over there. Nippon is already farting. That's the APU of the Nippon already on. Now it's time for 2 Widebodies back to back. KLM Flight 743 to Lima in Peru will be first. The airplane that you're now seeing in the distance is KLM Flight 605 to San Francisco. KLM Flight 743 to Lima in Peru, which is right in the vicinity of Ecuador, is coming our way now. It's PHBVN, Bravo Victor November. Triple 300. 10-year-old airplane already. First flight February 2015. Those of you joining us just now, welcome to the show. You're watching AMS Live and my name is Boy. We're here at the Kaagbaan, runway 24, primary runway for departures. Diverging departures are in progress. That means that runway 18 right is, 18 left is now also still in use until approximately 11 o'clock. From 11 until approximately 11:40, if all is well, this runway should become the only runway for outbound traffic. The next airplane coming this way is going to be KLM Flight 605 to San Francisco. That is a 787-10 Dreamliner. The PHBKP, Bravo Kilo Papa. Brand new airplane, first flight May 2025. After that, the EasyJet that you can see the tail of in the center of the field of view, which will be leaving for Liverpool. After that, we are going to see KLM Flight 661, which is leaving for Houston in Texas. Richard, goedemorgen. Rachel on board. Hey, nice. Well, let's see how Rachel's flight is leaving for San Francisco then. The wings are curling up. And there's the flying AMS Live logo. On her way she is. Bye bye Rachel. Hope you've had a good stay in the Netherlands. Bon voyage. Next up, EasyJet, flight 23442 to Liverpool. It's not Jesus, but Jizuk. And Jizuk is 14 years old. First flight was in January 2011. The airplane that you can see already is KLM Flight 661, which is destined to go to Houston in Texas. And if all is well, there is the Dreamliner to LAX. KLM Flight 601. Fidel Castro, or is that Raul? Either way, they're hunting for Pinky and the Brain, or at least hunting, trying to get, trying to persuade them to use their claws, their talons as transportation, air transportation. Time for KLM Flight 661 to Houston in Texas, 777-200 time. Indra, good morning. Captain Eddie Bos, good evening. Milan, good morning. Anita en Leonard, goedemorgen. JP Kraus, good morning. Indeed, G. Brian, what do you want to do tonight? Nerf. Hadi Thea, goedemorgen. Right, so that is KLM Flight 601 that you're seeing on the left. And on the right, we should start seeing KLM Flight 661 in a moment. Klaas is also back in the chat. Klaas is coming in with a bang. 5 gifted memberships just now by Klaas Reinders. Mate, thank you so much for your generosity. You didn't have to do that, you know that by now. Thank you for doing it anyway. Hope that everybody who received a gifted membership from you will also say thank you, or dankeschön, or dankjewel. And enjoy the custom emojis that they now have at their disposal. Welcome to the Skyline's new members. Klaas, dankjewel. Thank you so much. Another bizjet that just now took off from runway 22. Bit smaller than that Bombardier that we saw. Just a little bit. All right. I think that's also probably the reason that 661 was not yet given permission to take off. Now they have been given permission, or they're still standing there. Gulfstream, there you go. Jan, goedemorgen. Welcome to the show, one and all. Kars, goedemorgen, good morning. So yeah, we're waiting for rain actually to come. Well, I'm not waiting for it, but it is coming. Beginning of the afternoon, possibly even with thunder showers. The south and southwest is where we need to look to see what's coming our way. The different forecasts differ in when exactly it is going to start raining here in the west, but that it is going to happen, they all agree on at some point. This is KLM Flight 661 to Houston in Texas, the PH BQB 777-200 on its way to Houston in Texas. Home of the house music. In the meantime, John Dutch Canadian just now went ahead and gifted the membership The recipient, Captain Eddie Boss. Welcome back to the Aurora Skylines, Captain Eddie Boss. Make sure to thank John for the gifted membership and have fun with the custom emojis that you now have access to once again for a month. Welcome back, Captain Eddie Boss. John, thank you so much for your generosity, mate. It's British Airways? I wonder. Hey, Nippon is being pushed back. It was already farting through the APU. Already a telltale sign that its departure was not too far away. Not too far out. I am going to refrain from filming the rest of it, since KLM Flight 601 is now leaving. 7879 Dreamliner to LAX, the PHBHE, Papa Hotel, Bravo Hotel, Echo, Deeper Smile. On its way it is. 9-year-old airplane, first flight March 2016. Ewald, goedemorgen. Mike, good morning. En natuurlijk goedemorgen Klaas, goedemorgen, goedemorgen. Chris Koet, doing morning cardio, eating some fibers and keeping his head cool. Next up on the Kaagbaan should be Shamrock, aka Aer Lingus, flight 603, on its way to Dublin, Ireland, pretty soon. Back to back-to-back narrowbodies for the moment. Hey, John Singleton, good morning. Good to see you again, mate. Hope all is well. Indeed, Frank, all the switches in the cockpit from nip off to nip on. Daniel is asking interesting questions. If an A318 is called a baby bus, then is an A319 called a toddler bus? I think some have named it that. I'm not sure if that's an official nickname. I have seen that name being mentioned in the chat before by people. Lifeliner, air ambulance. Rudder of the Nippon 747. In the meantime, Aer Lingus, flight 603 to Dublin, Ireland, coming this way. Next airplane is already moving. No time to waste. Gotta move with haste. KLM flight 1293 to Billund. That's a 737-700. Looks like a 737-800 to Copenhagen and an A320 to Birmingham will be next after this. Although I don't know the exact order. Looks like the A320 will be first. Alright, next up should be EasyJet A320 going to Birmingham. GASWI, not GASWA, but GASWI. And Delta Airlines flight 161 has also arrived on the scene. Second A350 of the show. Going to Minneapolis, Minnesota. Let-up cargo 760 Radar 2. Where's it going to go to, Wolfgang? I really thought I saw another tail fin behind the pile of rubble. Maybe that was something different altogether. Brussels. Yeah, that's 18 left. That's 18 left, I fear. Ah. Outbound airplane and returning lifeliner. So many wide bodies coming up, Era says. Is that so, mate? 6 as of now. That is good news. That is good news. Now, over here, the first wide body that we are going to see is the second A350 of the show, the second Delta. Delta Airlines Flight 161 will be coming this way pretty soon. The November 513 Delta Zulu. Gary Grebe has arrived. Excellent. Chris Coot. I think they... Oh no, I thought for a moment they were playing hide and seek, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Howdy, neighbor. Ooh, hello there. Delta Airlines Flight 161 to Minneapolis, Minnesota. 6-year-old airplane, first flight January 2019. Air Baltic flight 858 is coming next, going to Billund. No, Tallinn. Oh, hey, Wolfgang, it's the Austrian flag livery. Nice. all is well. It should be, yeah, there it is. Austrian flag livery on its way to Tallinn. Air Baltic, flight 858, Bombardier C-Series 300, the Yankee Lima, Charlie Sierra Lima. In honor of all Austrian oaks. Pity about those ugly green engine casings. Yakiba. Alrighty. Nippon on the move, I think. Or is it? Hey Sander, morgen. I am at the Kaagbaan, indeed. EasyJet will be next, taking off to Edinburgh.
Bruh.
Hey Martien, goedemorgen. Welcome to the show, everybody. So, departures here at Kaagbaan today. Runway 24. Diverging departures are in progress. Runway 18 left is also in use. Nippon Cargo has been pushed back to Milan. Should take the wrong runway, but we will get to see it pretty soon, hopefully. 767 from KLM Cargo has also been pushed back. That's going to go to Brussels. Almost certainly via runway 18 left. Two Delta A350s we have already seen. Den Kaag vandaag. Indeed. Not the Hague, but the Kaag. Kaagbaan. Delta Airlines A330 Neo to Seattle, Washington is what we see over there on the left. And I think we are going to see the 747 from the right. In its passing by to the wrong runway. Hey Martin, goedemorgen. And welcome to the show. All others who have joined in the meantime. Now, Nippon's white is a bit whiter and less yellow than Delta's. Delta's white seems to be a bit more cream-like, faded, yellowish. Delta Airlines Flight 143 will be next to Seattle, Washington. KLM Flight 597 to Cape Town, South Africa is coming this way. Another 777-300 to Paramaribo is also coming this way. Quite a few Widebodies actually. It's looking good in that respect. Miri, goedemorgen. Lise, goedemorgen. Delta Airlines flight 143. Going to Seattle, Washington, the November 403 Delta X-ray. 6 years old, first flight July 2019. Lovely sound. Jeffrey, goedemorgen. Martin, good morning, mate. Hope all is well. Check it out. Latam Cargo 767 climbing like a rocket, going to Brussels. Ultra light, of course. Look at the altitude it is at already. The climb rate is insane. Last time we were here, we saw that happen as well. That's what you get if your airplane is pretty light and it has big ass engines. Not even Embraers are that high typically. That is insane. Right, well. Another Austrian. Not an Austrian flag livery, but a regular Austrian livery. KLM flight 597 to Cape Town in South is leaving right now. 777-300 This is the PHBVR Bravo Victor Romeo. 9-year-old airplane, first flight May 2016. Yeah, 5,000 feet per minute, JP Krause says. That's climbing like a mofo. Alrighty. Eris says that the 7 most tracked flights in the world are in the Netherlands right now. Why is that? Not much happening here. Next airplane, KLM flight 713 going to Paramaribo, 777-300 although there might also be a cheater. No, wait, KLM flight 1597 to Milan. That's probably a departure for 18 left. Don't think so, Daniel. Not a lot of viewers today. We're still in that drop of momentum since the stupid NATO summit. Wish that never took place. Should have gone on vacation instead. That absolutely killed the momentum of the channel. And it hasn't recovered since. KLM flight 713 going to Paramaribo, 777-300 the PHBVD. It used to be Marissa's beloved. It used to be in the SkyTeam livery until a few months ago. Then they repainted it back to the standard livery. Now it's boring. Looks like the third Delta A350 of the show, and the third A350 of the show in total is going to be next. Delta Airlines Flight 74, 3 to Atlanta, Georgia. First up, the BVD on its way to Paramaribo in Suriname. Goedemorgen, Michael. And it seems that we've crossed through 300 likes. Thank you all so much for that, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this going forward. Delta Airlines Flight 73 will be leaving to Atlanta, Georgia. There's a 7879 to Philly. And before that, no wait, that's 7878 to Philly, and behind it is a 7879 to Portland. Another Delta A330neo has been pushed back to Salt Lake City. Nippon is lined up on 18 left and is rolling according to flight radar. Yep, there it is. So let's take a small detour, have a look at Nippon Cargo, which is on its way to Milan. Question always is, oh, well, we can already see it rotate. Where's it going to appear? That brief glimpse of it already in rotation gave it away. Alright, Delta Airlines Flight 73, third A350 of the show, third Delta A350 of the show, on its way to Atlanta, Georgia, the November 569 Delta Zulu. And once again, the sun has begun to shine here temporarily. Does optimize lighting. Big picture-wise, looking to the south, it is now a bit more open than it has been before, interestingly. This is what the west looks like, other than some thin, hazy clouds. Still pretty good. A flock of geese over there, which do seem to be flying above the runway more or less, but luckily above the runway where they are still not yet airborne, so in that sense we should be good here.
Great streams.
Hey, thank you. Good morning.
Echoes from Düsseldorf. Maybe you know from Sundays.
Ah, yeah. Hey, welcome.
Yeah, thanks. Great job.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
It's fantastic.
So,
Amazing.
what's your name again?
Kai.
Kai from Hamburg, Düsseldorf. Düsseldorf also here. Nice. KLM Flight 1753 is going to be next to take off here. That's number 190, going to Hamburg. Jeff also back in the chat. Good morning, Jeff. And Jay, good morning. Gilberto, good morning. And good morning to everybody else. Special livery A330 coming soon. That's interesting. Which one is that? Team USA? Ground crew is already walking further to the edge of the field, Wolfgang. Next up, KLM Flight 1753 to Hamburg. Right, the flock of geese in the meantime has migrated a bit to the side. Over there they're in the clear, they're not in the way of any airplanes or anything. Marcus, goedemorgen. And it is Delta Team USA. Well, there you go. It's the LA28 A350 that we haven't seen in a while, have we? And there was also a Team USA A350 which has made an appearance here at Schiphol some time back, but never returned since. Hey, the Higgs boson, now also visible. The illustrious Higgs boson is in the live chat. Welcome to the show, mate. Dropkicker, good morning. Dropkicker tuning in from Lincolnshire in the UK. What's the weather like over there? Is it dry still? Air Baltic to Riga. Bombardier C Series 300. Next, we are going to see the Widebodies. Austrian, in the meantime, is taking off to Vienna from 18 left. American Airlines Flight 203 to Philadelphia is going to be next. And that's the 7878 Dreamliner, the November 800 Alpha November. There it is already. It's American. 10-year-old airplane, first flight January 2015. Good morning, Oscar, and all others who may have joined us. In the meantime, you're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. This is American Airlines. Flight 203 to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. We're expecting rain later today. The south and southwest is where we need to look at. Differing weather sources differ in their opinion of when it's starting to rain, but that it will start raining later in the day, that is a certainty. I think it's going to be even with the possibility of thunderstorms. Question is, how soon will the rain arrive? We'll find out eventually. Paul also back in the chat, good to see ya. Sunny still, well, the rain you guys are having is also probably coming our way. It was looking more dark, looking to the south earlier in the morning. Right now it is a bit hazy. A bleak sunshine. But it's better than rain, better than nothing. KLM flight 751 on its way to Quito, which is of course Quito is of course the capital of Ecuador. You're goddamn right. Right. Next airplane is going to Jerry's hometown of Portland in Oregon. Don't think we've seen Jerry this week yet, have we? There's the Team USA A330neo to Salt Lake City in Utah. Not Utah, not me too, but Utah. Ah, was that your son on board, Thea? I figured your son must be arriving or departing today, since that's usually when you enter in the chat, but I must have missed the message about the flight number, but I guess it was the 777 just now. There you go. This is KLM flight 615 to Portland, Oregon. 7879 Dreamliner, the Papa Hotel, Bravo Hotel Golf. 9-year-old airplane already, first flight June 2016. It does have the updated livery already with the deeper smile. Nose cone completely blue. Uh-oh, that's two geese. Two geese changing course. But I think they're flying lower than the airplane was, so still. From their point of view, it must be awesome seeing those airplanes climbing and passing by at eye level. Just like how it would look to us if we had a drone in the air over here, which obviously we're not allowed to have. But if you want to see what it might look like, have a look on YouTube. There is a drone shot from, what was it, Mauritius or something? From an Emirates A380 taking off. Not sure if it is real or fake, but definitely was looking realistic. Air Baltic is going to be next. Air Baltic to Vilnius. Huh? Huh? Oh, huh? Another Austrian flag livery? Huh? Do they have two? Huh? I didn't realize that they had two, or that was the Austrian flag livery that we saw before, wasn't it? Flight radar tells me that another Austrian flag livery is coming this way, huh? Okay. Bob is also back. Good to see you, mate. Welcome back. Hope all is well. Yeah. I'm surprised too, Jeff. I thought they only had one, but apparently they don't. Then again, they also have Team USA, both on the A350 and on the A330, when speaking about Delta, but... Huh? Alright, another Austrian flag livery to Vilnius, Air Baltic. Yankee Lima Alpha Bravo November. Didn't realize they had two, but they certainly do. Subtle differences. The text at the bottom differs. Also, there was text on the tail on the first one, and there wasn't on the one just now leaving. Ryanair to Dublin up next. Operated by Malta Air. but it does look like a regular Ryanair livery, doesn't it? Yeah. The 9 Hotel Quebec Charlie Hotel. Indeed, Frank, that must be the line of thinking from Air Baltic. The engines are green. We think about the environment. Hey, Chris Coot has brought a mate. So now there's 2. They're multiplying. And although I have seen them here this morning already, officially in the stream we have yet to see Donald and Daisy Duck. Ah, I'm hearing something overhead, but this time I'm able to see it because of the white backdrop. Something with a propeller. What's this? It looks military. Delta Airlines on its way to Salt Lake City, Utah. Canadian C-130. There you go. C-130, that's the Hercules, right? I thought it looked like it, but since I'm absolutely not an expert on military airplanes, I'm able to recognize an F-16 and F-14. C-17 I also start to recognize by now. Daisy Duck has also arrived on the scene. Here she is. Quack quack. Good morning, Daisy. How are you?
Quack 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 quack.
She's looking like, who's calling me? Who said that?
Quack quack.
That's me.
Quack quack. Quack quack.
What's going on over there? Gary Grebe is on high alert. He's thinking, hey, that sounds like a very aggressive duck. Where is the mother Fooker? It's nice to see that they have all awakened and are alive. Sander! That is Sander Sakay. Oh. Awesome. All right, where were we? Or at least I thought it was Sander. Pretty sure it was. In the meantime, John also back in the chat. Good to see you. Welcome to the show. Welcome one and all. Danny, goedemorgen. Next airplane is going to be KLM Flight 1005 on its way to London Heathrow.
You know, fish, chips, cup of tea, bad food, worse weather, Mary fucking Poppins, London.
Next up is going to be an SAS A319 to Copenhagen. Now, looking to the south, it's even starting to look like it's opening up even more. For how long it's going to be like that remains to be seen. Rain is expected later in the day, in the early afternoon already. And not a mild drizzle, but a bit more intense. Well, we'll see. For now, we're good here, filming the departures. SAS on its way to Copenhagen. Sen, goedemorgen. And welcome to the show, everybody else. Another Qatar. Over there. Pieter, goedemorgen. Raymond, goedemorgen. PH Jet, good morning, goedemorgen. Another couple of Widebodies will be taking off after Qatar has cleared the runway. Time for a quick sip of vodka. Delta Airlines flight 237 to Tampa is going to be first. KLM flight 569 to Rio de Janeiro will be next after that. KLM flight 591 to Johannesburg next after that. Right now it is time for Delta Airlines flight 237 to Tampa. The November 822 November Whiskey, the registration of the airplane. Hey Fabian, goedemorgen. Dano's Aviation, good morning. Thijs, goedemorgen. Welcome to the show, everybody. Hey Jurk, goedemorgen. Misam, goedemorgen. Next up, KLM flight 569 to Kilimanjaro. It's 11:08 in the meantime, means that everything outbound between now and 11:40 is going to use the Kaagbaan. Kaagbaan is the only runway in use right now. KLM flight 569 is a 787-10, the PHBKR. Brand new. First flight August 2025. Means that this airplane is really brand spanking new still. 777 to Johannesburg next after that. And what else? American Airlines to Dallas is in the process of coming here. And it seems that Singapore Airlines has been pushed back as well. Bring it on. Alrighty. Next up, KLM Flight 591 to Johannesburg, South. 777-300 Papa Hotel Bravo Victor Victor. BVV. 4-year-old airplane. First flight December 2020. Iris has to go. Thanks for stopping by, mate. Enjoy the rest of your day. Hopefully see you again later in the weekend. If the weather will allow us to go out. Stefan also in the chat. Morning, mate. B-52 Stratofortress flying at 26,000 feet will come over land between The Hague and Wassenaar now. The thing is, the sky over there is quite milky, so if there's anything flying below it, you should be able to see it, even if they're not producing a contrail. The Hague and Wassenaar, that's still pretty far away. It's a bit like looking for a needle in a haystack. If you are able to see it, then you can focus the camera on it also relatively easily, because there's a backdrop against which you can point the camera, but I am definitely not seeing a Stratofortress over there in the sky. Arthurina, good morning. Hans, goedemorgen. Leon, goedemorgen. Rosalie, goedemorgen. Gerda, goedemorgen. Gerrit, goedemorgen. The next departure is going to be KLM Flight 1799 to Düsseldorf. Oh. Seems that he found something, or has he? No, doesn't look like Fidel Castro found something. No. Thought for a moment Fidel Castro had caught something, but doesn't look to be the case. This is KLM Flight 1799 to Düsseldorf, Embraer 190. Big birds are coming. Big birds are coming. Vueling Flight 8355 will have to take off first to Bilbao in the north of Spain. And after that, it looks like at least American Airlines, Delta Airlines. Hey, and two back-to-back A350s are underway here as well. Singapore Airlines and what is this? China Airlines? It's a carbon fiber China Airlines. Nice. Carbon fiber, China Airlines, special livery A350 coming this way. Navy Jack, good morning mate. Lars, goedemorgen. Mid KS, good morning. Welcome to the show everybody. So yeah, departures here at the Kaagbaan. American Airlines already reporting for duty on its way to Dallas, Fort Worth in Texas. Coast Guard Dash 8 is about to take off. Fueling, wheeling, voiling, whatever you want to call it, there it goes. And the geese are following the Spaniards, or are they? No, they're turning around. They're turning back. Apparently they don't want to go to Spain. Flying in formation, 5 geese. Lovely to see. And there's the Coast Guard Dash 8 in the meantime, having taken off from runway 22 just now. Beep beep. Meow. Right, well, have a look at flight radar. You can see quite a few wide bodies are coming this way. It's 11:17. That is good news. It means that everything outbound will still take only Kaagbaan. Suparna, having arrived from Nanjing in China, has arrived on the scene here. And in the meantime, American Airlines over here, flight 221 to Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. On its way it goes. Suparna Airlines having arrived from Nanjing in China. 2 narrowbodies are going to leave after this. First up, Air Europa on its way to Madrid. MAX 8 737 today. You can also see SAS flight 822 to Oslo. The A350s are approaching. First up is going to be Singapore Airlines arriving there. Behind it, the Chinese with the... No, wait. That's... Where did that go? Oh, that's still... Huh? Okay. That's still standing there. I thought that was also on the move, but it's not. Carbon fiber A350. We'll have to wait a bit longer to see it. Air Europa on its way to Madrid. Singapore Airlines A350 to Singapore, flight 323, number 2 for departure, behind SAS flight 822, which is lined up already a bit further to the right, on its way to Oslo pretty soon. A320neo. After the Singapore, we're going to see a TUI Dreamliner, hiding a little behind that box. Should be on its way to Willemstad, Curaçao. Wolfgang wonders if I've ever considered using Gary's natural sound as a sound effect. No, that's not going to happen, mate. Don't want to distract the birds. I'm already in their territory. The only thing that can happen is that they are responding to something, thinking that something is happening when in actuality there isn't. SAS is on its way. A320neo to Oslo. BA A319 to London Heathrow has also arrived. And I wonder what the order of departure will be. Singapore is lining up already. Will the A319 from BA, will it have to wait? Might be. Staying zoomed out gives you a big picture overview of what the sky looks like looking to the west. And this is looking to the south. For now it still seems to be reasonably good. Other than high clouds all around me in all quadrants of the sky, north and also east, it seems to have opened up more than it was in the beginning of the stream actually. It's interesting because I'm wearing jeans now. I was doubting about whether or not I should go out with shorts, but in hindsight, shorts might have been a bit more comfy even. Singapore Airlines flight 323 to Singapore will be next to take off here. A350, the fourth of the show I think, if I counted correctly. 3 Deltas and now Singapore. Clemencia has to go. Thank you for stopping by, Clemencia. See you later. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Well, what's the hold up? There doesn't seem to be a runway inspection in progress, nor am I seeing any departures from runway 22 taking place right now. Is there something landing on runway 22? Don't see any landing lights in the distance either. Singapore in no rush indeed, Paul. What is up with that? The queue in the meantime is getting longer and longer. The Chinese Kaagbaan A350 has also arrived on the scene by now. I think I heard airplanes engines spool up, so I think it might be moving. Yep. There you go. Hey Veronique, goedemorgen. Welcome to the show, one and all. The sun has come out especially to illuminate this beautiful livery. Singapore Airlines on its way to Singapore, flight 323. Classical livery, timeless and beautiful. machine. Absolutely gorgeous machine. Razor also back in the chat. Good to see you. Welcome back, mate. Hope all is well. There's a Chinese triple crossing the runway. Air Cargo. Next up should be TUI Flight 367 to Willemstad, Curaçao, 7878 Dreamliner. Operated by TUI Belgium, it's the OOJDL. Uh-oh. Fidel Castro quite busy looking for Pinky and the Brain. TUI underway, the OOJDL to Willemstad, Curaçao. BA A319 next. A little light snack before more wide bodies are going to leave. Now, in the meantime, Jerome coming in with a bang. Captain Jerry Donnelly coming in with 10 gifted memberships. Mate, you didn't have to do that. Thank you so much for that. That is extremely generous again. Welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge new members. Don't forget to say thank you to Captain Jerry if you are one of the 10 recipients of the gifted memberships he just now gifted. That is extremely generous. Jerome, you didn't have to do that. Thank you so much for your generosity. Welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge new members. Have fun with the custom emojis that you now have at your disposal. Make sure to say thanks to Captain Jerry if you're one of his recipients. Good to have you back. Not glide slope shots, but definitely some beautiful airplane departures we have seen already. And a beautiful airplane is going to leave pretty soon here as well. An A350, China Airlines to Taipei. That's in the carbon fiber livery. We've seen that a few times already. This is BA Flight 433 on its way to London Heathrow. JetBlue to Boston on its way already. A321neo. And there's the carbon fiber special airplane. Look at that. That's nice looking, isn't it? JetBlue on its way to Boston, Massachusetts, the November 4077 Juliet. I spy with my little eye.
This shit is bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S.
Let me take a small sip of my favorite beverage to keep stay hydrated. Miss Wolves also back in the chat. Good morning, Miss Wolves. Good to see you again. Hope all is well. Next up is going to be Georgian Airways to Tbilisi in Georgia. The 4 Lima GTI. Not a Golf GTI, but a 4L GTI. 737-700. It's a 17-year-old airplane we're going to see pretty soon. 737-700. The first flight was in May 2008. In the meantime, a bizjet just now took off. Where is it? There it is. Big picture wise, even though we are expecting rain somewhere in the afternoon, for now things still look okay, although looking to the west it does now look like more clouds are further up west. This is the camera pointing to the west, and at the horizon you can see things do look to be more dark over there than they are over here, so I think that might be the first signs of the impending weather change getting closer by. Melvin also back in the chat. Good morning, Melvin. And good morning to all others. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. We're here at runway 24, Kaagbaan. Still the only runway for outbound traffic for a few more minutes. Around 11:40, if all is well, runway 18 left will reopen again, diverging departures until approximately 1 o'clock. If I counted correctly, 4 A350s we've seen already. 3 of them were Deltas. The 5th we'll see soon. Air China Cargo with that carbon fiber special livery to Taipei. Right, Delta Airlines, flight 135 is going to be next. In the meantime, sneaky bastard, DHL A300, right where we were looking, passing by. Twin jet contrail over here. Now, which airline is that? Hard to see. It looks like a Dreamliner, but that is about it that I can see from over here. Can make out. Carbon fiber A350 is looking to become the next airplane after the Delta that is now rolling. Delta Airlines flight 135 coming this way, on its way to Detroit, Michigan. A330-300, there it is. And the A350 is about to move onto the runway. It's the November 821 November Whiskey. 18 years old already, first flight October 2006. Hopefully no clipping on this one either, Wolfgang. And apparently it was Etihad from Washington DC, Stefan says. There you go. Gary Grebe in the meantime. Ooh, he has a fishy. Or... insofar as I thought I could see. Now where will he re-emerge? That's always the question. They can swim underwater pretty lengthy distances. Oh! he basically stayed submerged the entire area I am standing in. Hey, and is that... Well, let's go back to the carbon fiber. Fiber A350 going to Taipei. China Airlines. Always nice. Indeed, Stefan, I think he thought I might go after him to get his fish, which is why he stayed submerged from my left until my right. Right. If all is well, next up we are going to see United Airlines Flight 21 to Houston in Texas, a 767-300ER. And Croatia Airlines is already moving away. Means that runway 18 left is about to reopen if it hasn't reopened already. From 11:40 until 1, diverging departures. That's almost always the case. Now earlier this morning we already saw a United. Hey, what was that? Was that a special, was that a small retro airplane? I think it was. We already saw a 767-400. Which is a bit more rare, quite a bit more rare than this more ubiquitous 767-300. Still nice that we were able to catch it. A relatively frequent visitor of Schiphol Airport actually, and seems that we've crossed through 400 likes. Thank you all so much for that, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to see more of streams like this, make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Next up, Delta Airlines flight 49, and am I seeing this correctly? A 767-300 as well. That is interesting. That is interesting because hardly ever do we see Deltas with 767s here. Have we seen 767s from Delta before? I think only once, when there was that power outage on Heathrow. I think last year there was one that diverted to Amsterdam. But I think other than that, we've never seen one before, and this does seem to be a regular flight and not a flight that diverged. Interesting. I think this is a channel premiere for Delta 767 that actually had Amsterdam as destination and not as a plan B landing option. Just to get confirmation, 18 left has opened up again for departures. Diverging departures once again resuming. Hey, but Delta Airlines, flight 49 to New York JFK, 767-300. Nice. 26-year-old airplane already. First flight February 1999, the November 175 Delta Zulu. Absolutely wonderful to see. So that is kind of, or that was kind of sort of a channel premiere. Daniel says A380 over Permanent, Washington to Dubai. This is what my northerly sky currently looks like, Daniel. No contrail spotting, I'm afraid. Rodney is celebrating his 10-month membership anniversary. He writes, hello and good morning, everyone. Hello and good morning. Hey, see you later. Take care, mate. Bye-bye. As I was saying, well, Rodney wrote in his message, the guy from Germany, Kai from Düsseldorf, was passing by and was greeting and saying goodbye. In the meantime, Rodney, celebrating 10 months of membership. Mate, thank you so much for the ongoing support. I hope that everything in the lounge is still to your liking. If not, let me know. That goes for all members, new and old. Let me see what I can do to ameliorate this situation, to fix it, to make it better. Hope you're going to stick around in the lounge for many more months to come, Rodney. That also goes for Marissa. Goedemorgen, Marissa. Marissa is celebrating her 29-month membership anniversary. Thank you so much for the ongoing support, Marissa. Hope everything in the lounge is still to your liking. I hope that the blue spanner is also still to your liking. If either of the two is no longer starting to be to your liking, let me know. I know I sound like a broken record each time when I usher the words, but I mean it. Hope you're doing well, Marissa. We just now saw a 767 from Delta. Not sure if you were there to see it. It actually had Amsterdam as destination. Hey, I think Donald has also returned. Donald and Daisy, both there. That's them, isn't it? It certainly is. It certainly is. There is a Qatar triple that has been pushed back. I think the top end of the tail is just about visible over there. Qatar to Doha. So unfortunately, that looks to become a departure from the runway. In the meantime, departures continue to take place from 18 left, and we're waiting for the next traffic to take off from runway 24. Buildings in the field. There it is. I already thought I was seeing an airplane taking off in the distance. A330. Can we read the... No, we can't. I was wondering, can we read the registration? That was a bit too much of a stretch. We are able to see a glimpse of the Chinese Schiphol parking over here. Raymond, goedemorgen. Lars, goedemorgen. Wilma, goedemorgen. Jimmy, good morning. Registration over here, not that hard to read. Bravo 226 Charlie. So apparently it's over and out for airplanes parking over there. At least that's what I have heard or read in the chat. That's a pity. It used to be on two sides of the runway that you could see airplanes, and at least from this vantage point you were always able to see some action, loading or unloading. If that is definitively a thing of the past, it is a sad day. Ah, that was the PHAOC, Daniel says. Thank you so much for enlightening us. I think that's the Chinese Schiphol that is farting. APU is on. Is that the Retro Tarom? It looked like it might have been. It looked like it was. Always the question, where will it appear? Answer, there it is. Retro Tarom with also a cute Boop the Snoot Snooty. Not as cute as our Transavia Retro though. But awfully close, getting awfully close. Right now the sun is hiding behind a bit of denser cloud. It's not very dense yet. Looking directly to the south, it does look at the horizon like there is denser clouds coming this way. Looking to the west and southwest, it does look like further out different weather is approaching. It's also what was forecasted, so shouldn't come as a surprise. Various sources differ in opinion about when the rain is starting to fall, but that rain is going to fall, they all agree on. Dominic, good morning. Wietse, goedemorgen. Now, let's see. United Airlines, another 767 to Washington, flight 947 is approaching. But yeah, I think there is an Embraer 190 that will take off first. KLM flight 985 to London City. Stefan has to go. Mate, thank you for joining. Hopefully see you again tomorrow. I'm not sure yet if the weather will allow me to go out, but if it will, I will be out again tomorrow. Also on Monday, but also weather permitting. The weather on Thursday was shit, so I didn't go out. To compensate for that, if the weather will allow me to, I will go out on a Monday. And from tomorrow onward, if all is well, no more buffering issues. I sure hope that that will be a thing of the past. Had an elaborate talk yesterday with an advisor from a store that specializes in mobile connectivity. Explained my use case and the problems I was having with buffering. He recommended to upgrade to a new modem, a 5G modem that also comes equipped with an antenna. And if all is well, that unit is underway and should be arriving in the store where I will be able to pick it up later today, this afternoon. I have high hopes that once that arrives, those buffering issues will be a thing of the past. It'll lead to a better and more stable reception and higher up and download speeds. RWY, goedemorgen. Good to see you again, mate. Frank says, boys expecting a 5G parcel. Hope it's not a hamburger. Surprise from Five Guys. Do we have them even in the Netherlands? I know of them, but I've never eaten any of their stuff. Do we have them in the Netherlands as well, Five Guys? I do know that they're in the UK, located in the UK, but bit smoky, but that's okay given her age. Ah, there's a Five Guys in Rotterdam. Well, honestly, I don't go there very regularly, but if I'm ever in the vicinity, do they have any vegetarian burgers or what? If they don't, then I'll probably skip them. No need to go there. The only thing you can get there are fries. Emirates on its way. Indeed, it was an Angry Birds beak on the 767. Right, big picture wise, this is what the northern sky looks like. Overhead, things are also getting more cloudy. This is looking to the east. This is what the current south looks like. Now once again at the horizon, is that brighter sky or is that darker sky? I think it is darker sky if you compare it with the blue that you see more close by. This lastly is looking to the west. Now Qatar taxied away. It'll go to Doha and take 18 left to take off from. Delta Airlines flight 243 to Boston, Massachusetts is coming this way. Ah, okay, there is also Five Guys in Utrecht and they have veggie sando. What is veggie sando, Jan? Never heard of sando before. I've heard of the Sandow trophy, but that's in bodybuilding. That's completely unrelated. Not exactly sure what a sando is. Five Guys fries is better than their burgers, Rodney says. Let me take a small sip of my favorite drink. Ah, sando is sandwich. You guys need to realize I live under a rock if I'm not out streaming. Didn't know that. Krista, good morning. Alright, so this is a Delta A330neo, which is expected to go to Boston, Massachusetts from runway 24 in a few moments. Finnair, flight 1302 seems to have been pushed back just now, going to bloody Helsinki. That should be a candidate for runway 24, it almost always is. Doing justice to the thumbnail that I have picked. Dominic wonders if I am Patrick Starr. I'm not Patrick Starr himself, but I do feel related to him at times. Absolutely. Transavia to Bari in the meantime taking off in the background. And okay, well, Finnair still in the process of being pushed back by the looks of it. Turkish A330 to Istanbul. But that's of course going via the wrong way. Indeed, Jeff. Mentally, I feel more related to Squidward than anything. Living conditions, I feel akin to Patrick. Mentally, I am a thoroughbred Squidward, absolutely. Maybe I should get the Krabby Patty burger then. If they come in a vegetarian version, I am up for giving them a try, but I don't have high hopes. All right, it's moving. Delta Airlines Flight 243 on its way to Boston, Massachusetts. Squagward, nice one, Daniel. This is Delta Airlines Flight 243 on its way to Boston, Massachusetts. A330neo, the November 436 Delta X-ray. Right, well, what's going on? There doesn't seem to be much going on right now. KLM Malta has been pushed back, but I'm not sure if it's going to take off from this runway. I think it's probably going to take off via runway 18 left. There's one airplane that is now turning onto the runway 24, KLM Flight 1167 to Bergen. Mark H also back in the chat, good to see you, mate. From home in Germany near FMO, nice. Okay, car alarm going off. EasyJet A319 to Alicante in the background. Interesting. Alrighty, there it is. KLM Flight 1167 to Bergen. Well, the trucks honking are also because there are people standing on the road or very close to the road, a bit further out from where I am standing. Relative rarity, but it has happened before on Saturdays that I am standing here almost completely alone. Of course, guy from Düsseldorf was here earlier and another guy also passed by. Right now I am standing here mostly alone, but as you can see there are people over there. And I think maybe they are waving to the truck drivers as well. Or the truck drivers think they are standing too close to the road and are honking to warn them. Qatar to Doha in the meantime, taking off from 18 left. There it is. Hey, transfer retro is visible taxiing to the gate. Is that so? I see it on flight radar. Ah, there it is. That has the cutest book, the snoot snooty of them all, doesn't it? And KLM Malta on its way out here in the foreground. Thanks for the heads up, Wolfgang. Now, approaching the threshold of runway 24 and coming our way in a few moments is going to be KLM Flight 691, destination Toronto in Canada, 787-10 Dreamliner. Finnair with the A350 is also coming this way. Bart has also arrived on the scene. Bart from V1 Aviation. Thought I heard something and looking around. Say it? Indeed, indeed. The well-known sound of the tripod extending. Finnair A350, that's the 6th A350 of today's show. And KLM Flight 691 is lined up and should be coming this way. Going to Toronto, 787-10 Dreamliner, the PHBKL Bravo Kilo Lima. 3-year-old airplane, first flight June 2022. And KLM Malta, as expected, is continuing to 18 left. Mr. and Mrs. A, tuning in from Chester, good morning and welcome to the show. Welcome to all others who may have joined in the meantime. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. We're here at runway 24, the Kaagbaan, one of 2 runways being used for outbound traffic today. We're expecting rain later in the day, the beginning of the afternoon. When exactly it is going to arrive here, the different forecasts differ in opinion of, but that there is rain coming, they all agree on. The plan is to stick around until the rain is getting close by. It is now slowly but surely looking to get a bit more cloudy, particularly in the west. Looking at the horizon, it definitely is looking more dark, but you can also definitely see that looking to the south, there's definitely more dark clouds coming this way. It was expected that rain was going to start falling here in the west of the country. Some say around 1 o'clock, some say around 2 o'clock. Johan is saying around 1 o'clock, rain is coming, yeah. So, whether or not we're going to be able to stay here for the outbound rush hour between 1 and 2, when only the Kaagbaan will be open for outbound traffic, remains to be seen. We'll see. We'll see. What I'm mostly concerned about right now is that it's going to stay dry tomorrow and also on Monday. Already raining in Bergen op Zoom. Dustin is saying Bergen op Zoom is in the south of the Netherlands, more to the west than to the east. Pretty close to Belgium. Yeah, well, what you guys are experiencing is also drifting in and coming our way. So yeah, we'll see. Already relatively high. Gary, good morning. And Han is going to pick up his new DJI 5 drone. Nice, mate. Enjoy. I'm sure we'll get a review from you next time when we meet again. Okay, now let's see. Corendon Max 8 to Preveza lined up on 18 left. 777 to Mumbai. Let's see, Embraer 190 to Genoa, Embraer 175 to Wrocław. Those are all going to take off from the wrong runway. United Airlines flight 908 to Chicago. That is a candidate for runway 24. But I'm not seeing any other airplanes in the immediate vicinity just yet. Corendon to Preveza, in the meantime taking off via 18 left. Those are the Embraer 190 to Genoa and Embraer 175 to Wrocław respectively. Hey, Garuda changed to the Kaagbaan. Nice, nice. What's the estimated time of departure, Maria? Because I'm thinking, does that maybe mean they are going to use different runway for other airplanes as well? Does it mean that maybe 18 left will close again at a different time than the normal time of day? Or is it just the exception to the rule? Why else would Garuda get changed to the Kaagbaan? Now, looking around, I don't think we are going to be able to do any contrail spotting anytime soon. If you look at what is over here and if you look at the horizon, dark shit is coming. Let's not sugarcoat it. Dark shit is coming. While we're waiting for the next departure, let's have a quick look on flight radar. Oh no, on the weather radar to see where the rain is. I am changing to the Dutch Met Office website, the rain radar. Have a look with me. This is the Dutch Met Office. This is the past hour. And we are standing roughly here. So I'm thinking it's going to be game over pretty soon for the stream, because this is what is coming our way. Looks like it's going to rain within the hour. This is what is coming our way, ladies and gentlemen. And the Buienradar extrapolation indicates that we are going to start to see rain from 12:30 onward or so. So let's see how it's going to continue. Jeff says you're proper fucked. Yeah. Well, make sure that it'll ensure that I will be in time to receive my parcel with the new modem. Let's see. Embraer 175, KLM flight 1201 to Oslo. And there's an A321neo with destination unknown, also coming this way. Hey Duckman, not sure that you were here already. Good to see you again, mate. Alrighty. KLM flight 1201 to Oslo. Garuda estimated time of departure 12:18. Thanks for the heads up there. Destination unknown is going to Persenchester. Thank you, Marissa. There's an A321neo to Persenchester. Now the destination unknown has become known. And United flight 908 to Chicago is over there. Air Canada flight 809 to Toronto, also active. And the 777 to Mumbai is now number 2418 left. Hey, Peter PDK also back in the chat. Good to see you, mate. Right, KLM flight 1031 to Persenchester is going to be next. It's one of the KLM A321 Neos. Faxi, Papa Hotel Alpha X-Ray India. This particular one, brand new, started flying professionally in June this year. Well, the sun has gone. Dense clouds are definitely drifting in. It's going quickly all of a sudden. Would be nice if we were still going to be able to film Garuda Indonesia's departure. Is it a standard livery or is it the retro livery? If all is well, United flight 908 is going to be next, going to Chicago O'Hare, the November 45905. Sounds like an area code. The airplane is 12 years old. Its first flight was in November 2012. Standard livery? What? That's disappointing. But thank you for looking that up, Maria. Cloudy vistas. It's overcast everywhere now. To the north, to the west, to the east. Lastly, looking to the south. Now let's see what's the next airplane going to be. I think it might be the Embraer 175 to Dublin, which is over there, if I'm not mistaken. Before it is Aegean, flight 3625, but that's going to Athens. And that's a candidate for runway 18 left. Rogier is informing us that in The Hague it is starting to rain now. I also get the feeling that every now and again I am feeling a small droplet, but might be my imagination. My phone just now gave me a warning that my hometown of Lisse, 15 kilometers south of here, it's going to rain within 30 minutes from now. So yeah, we're in our spare time. It's 5 to 12, so to speak. That's a Dutch expression. It's probably not an international expression, is it? It's 5 to 12. What is it with the truck drivers and their honking today? Yep, it's KLM flight 1139 to Dublin, Ireland. That is going to be the next departure here. Howdy Marco, goedemorgen. And welcome to the show. For as long as the show will still last. Cormorant? Looks like it. The eagle has landed. The cormorant eagle. Gary in Amsterdam also back in the chat. Good to see you, mate. A lot of traffic now going to 18 left. Here we have an Embraer 175 to Dublin, as the 777 to Mumbai took off in the background. JetBlue seems to have been pushed back. It's probably the flight to New York. It still says question mark on flight radar. And I'm wondering where it is. That's BA getting pushed back. ITA also seems to have its tail light on. Undoubtedly is going to be a candidate for the wrong runway. Hey, that's Turkish in the background. Turkish Airlines, flight 1952 to Istanbul, Turkey, A330-300. Can't wait for the reopening of 0927. Not so much because I can film from P3, but it will allow for nice streams again from the McDonald's area and the threshold of 18 left. The Turk is up and away. Well, thank you for looking into that, Marissa. JetBlue has the transponder on, but it's not expected to leave anytime soon. So now my weather app is also giving me a warning that in Vijfhuizen, that's the village right on the other side of the road behind the Polderbaan, which I use as a proxy for Polderbaan weather, tells me that within 30 minutes it's also going to rain over there. Yeah, it's definitely not looking like the sun is going to shine anytime soon. Banana rolling to the cargo park will pass me soon. Thanks for the heads up there, Wolfgang. I see Emirates first, by the looks of it. Hey, and ITA is in the process of being pushed back. The guy with a motorcycle is revving up. ITA is getting pushed back and Emirates is crossing the runway. It is in the new livery though, the updated ribbon tail. Trio of cormorants is also on the loose. And bird control K1 is also over here. ITA has just been pushed back. That's going to go to Rome. Undoubtedly via the wrong runway, but still. And thank you whoever gifted Rob Chopper a gifted membership. Welcome back, Rob. Enjoy the custom emojis, mate. Jörg has to go again. Thanks for stopping by, Jörg. Hopefully see you again tomorrow if the weather will allow me to go out. I will also try to do a stream on Monday if the weather is okay enough to do a stream, but I think tomorrow is going to be more iffy than Monday. For those of you who have time to join, to compensate for the lost stream on Thursday, which didn't go through because of the weather. Very much looking forward to test the new modem, which I will receive later today with an antenna. 6 dBi of amplification apparently. That apparently makes a substantial difference in both the reception, so the number of bars that you see in your modem, and also the speed and consistency of the connection. Hopefully that'll resolve the buffering issues going forward. I sure hope it will. Maybe if that gets sorted, maybe I still have to look into a new tripod, more sturdy, less shaky. Absolutely, I will go to the Polderbaan to test. In fact, I am very much looking forward to the fact that the wind is expected to change. Because that'll mean that Victor 3 is a good location to be spotting departures from the Polderbaan from. And that is the spot that has the worst reception all around Schiphol, other than P3. P3, of course, a big Faraday cage. If you look on the map, antennakaart.nl, antennamap.nl, where you can see the masts, P3 actually has the most masts in its immediate vicinity. The fact that reception always was so poor over there has to be because of the Faraday cage effect of the parking lot. But next after that, the place with the worst reception is Victor 3, near the roundabout at the south side of the Polderbaan, both with KPN and with Odido. Difficult reception. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I sure hope it's going to work. If not, then I might have to throw in the towel for because this is not helping. Already, the channel has lost severe momentum after the NATO summit. If you look in the stats, if you look on Social Blade, you can see it yourself as well. Number of views, number of subscribers, seriously down since, and it doesn't seem to have gained momentum again. What's worse? What's worse is, of course, if the streams start to experience buffer almost each time I'm going out. Indeed, Frank. Very much involved with the DBs, whether they are girls or antennas. Anyway, I was about to say something. Oh yeah, but I seriously suspect that I think my modem is also starting to wear out a little. If you realize that I've almost uploaded 5 terabytes of data since the inception of the stream using this modem, almost 5,000 gigabytes. Streaming 3 to 4 times per week for nearly 3 years now. Something is bound to wear in that equipment, right? People keep saying Starlink. Well, Starlink is not a. It might be a theoretical option, but it is, first of all, very expensive. Second of all, it isn't reliable. I also know that there are people who haven't had good experiences with it. It also requires a big antenna to receive the info. Plus, I need more second power supply then, because I will have to power the antenna separately. So, in theory, it could work. I might consider it if the President of the United States ever returns with Air Force One. But honestly, I cannot remember having had buffering issues so frequently in the beginning of the channel's existence. I've been using the same modem since, and I highly doubt that the number of 4G and 5G masts around Schiphol has gone down in the last 3 or so years. So, where of the equipment is the most plausible reason for the deterioration in stream quality that I can think of. Anyway, something ragged has been pushed back, Marissa says. We can see Air Canada flight 809 over there in the background. That's a 7878 to Toronto. Lined up is E2 Embraer 195 that's going to Inverness in Scotland. Yeah, and that too, buddy. Heat and cold, high humidity. The thing is, I did buy a new modem earlier already, half a year or a year back. I think it was back in the P3 era when I was going there in autumn last year. But whenever I put SIM cards, and I've put several in them, when comparing the download and upload speeds with my current modem, I was surprised to find that the new modem I bought was actually slower consistently, both indoors, outdoors, and with different providers, so never got around to using it. Anyway, I'm hoping that the buffering issues will soon be a thing of the past. Diverging departures once again in progress. It's 12:30, and runway 18 left on paper should still be open for another half hour. Wolfgang asks if there is a restriction when YouTube starts to remove all data. I don't think that there is. If you look at some of the bigger channels on YouTube, and I'm not just talking about aviation, but generally speaking, there are multiple channels that have multiple thousands of pieces of content. I think YouTube would be crazy to limit the amount of data, because the more pieces of content you have as a content provider, assuming you are monetized, even if you're not, they can still put ads on them. I know that YouTube definitely already started running ads on my streams before I even got monetized. It's throwing income out of the window. Hey, and it seems that we've crossed through 500 likes. Thank you all so much for that, ladies and gentlemen. Happy to hear you guys are enjoying the stream, and I hope everybody is. Make sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more streams like this going forward, if you haven't already. Air Canada Flight 809 to Toronto is lined up and coming this way. 7878 Dreamliner, not in the bank rubber livery even. The Charlie Golf Hotel Papa uniform. It's a fake Canadian, it doesn't even have Quebec in the registration. In the meantime, going away via the wrong runway, Ita to Rome.
Wrong, 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 wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong.
Air Canada Flight 809 is rolling, and it's coming our way. Hey, and there's that red in the background. Playtime, ladies and gentlemen. If you are a member, make sure to dust off that red emoji and make the chat bleed in a few moments, since we still have the opportunity to do so. Play allegedly stopping their service to Amsterdam somewhere next month in October. The master at work. Look at the focus. Bart, aka V1 Aviation. Now, let's see. Play is going to be the second airplane, I think. Hey, and JetBlue, it seems to have been pushed back. Or has it? Flight number and everything already showing on flight radar. That is interesting. If it is only expected to leave around 1:40, it's early showing up with the transponder on already. Hey, that's an A330 in the background. That's going to Nairobi, which is in Kenya, which is in Where is it going to appear? That's always the question with these wide bodies. I'm guessing mid-building. Yeah, more or less. Which one is this? It ought to be feasible to read it, right? Is that fuck F? Is that the fuck off? Is that fuck off fucking off? Not sure that it is. KLM Embraer 190 in the meantime, taking to the sky here. Ladies and gentlemen, Make the chat bleed. There we go. While we still can. Play flight 461 to Reykjavik, Iceland on its way. Still coming to the Netherlands for another month or so. I'm not sure exactly when they are going to stop their service into Amsterdam. But if all is quote unquote well, of course it isn't well. It's a damn shame, but somewhere next month they'll stop flying to Schiphol on a regular basis. And we need to decide what to do with the custom emoji then, if that will happen. It pleases me to see you guys making an effort to make the chat bleed like it has never bled before. Ray says 25th of October, so that is almost exactly a month from now. In the meantime, rain droplets are starting to fall here. Very subtle, but it is beginning to happen. If it's just a few drizzly droplets, we can manage. That's a good suggestion, Bart. When ATC keeps switching runways, the playtime emoji comes in handy. That is definitely a good use of the playtime emoji. Rien ne va plus. All bets are off. It's an Embraer 190. The droplets are increasing in number. Now, where is... I don't see Garuda yet on the platform. That is a pity. Narrowbodies for the time being. Let's have a look and see what it looks like on the website of the Dutch Met Office. knmi.nl. Oh. It's the first drizzly droplets that are falling. We are situated over here. More nastiness is coming. The alternative website Radar is showing us this. It's going to be rainy until the afternoon, later in the late afternoon. Now, if Garuda Indonesia is taking off pretty soon, that is definitely worthwhile sticking around for. Right now, I'm only seeing Narrowbodies, KLM flight 677 to Calgary, but that is still, it still has to be pushed back. Hey GE, thank you so much for your support from Ridgeway, Pennsylvania in the United States. Go AMS go. Well, going is exactly what I'm contemplating of doing. Not sure yet if there will be airplanes taking off soon enough to be sticking around for. A lot of the traffic now is on its way to the other runway. There is KLM flight 939 to Glasgow now lining up. Another Embraer. Garuda is the sole reason Bart is here, and it'll most likely depart during the first shower. Typical. What's the estimated time of her departure right now? Because I'm not seeing it on Flight Radar yet. Makes me wonder. In the meantime, I do receive notification that my new modem is lying, waiting for me at the parcel dispenser. 1 p.m. according to CDM. Well, let's see. Let's see. It has gotten dry, almost dry again by now. That's the thing. The area of rain looks very imposing, but as it is moving further in, it also is raining out, and it is losing some of the rain underway already. Buddy, dankjewel. Buddy, just now donating generously via PayPal. Is the rain dirty so we can buy it off the getaway? That is a good question, buddy. I don't think that it is. The rain is probably very pure, like you guys all are. I know you are. The idea of bribing rain, that is so unsavory. Buddy, dankjewel. Thank you so much for the PayPal donation. You didn't have to do that, you know that. Doekman, aka Buddy, has also been helping Simi, aka Redis's wife, tremendously with improving the widgets. Might be more new features coming up at some point in the near, not too distant future. Gary Grebe without the autofocus, so that's why he was looking a bit vague. Diving under again. I do now happen to see Garuda Indonesia coming alive on Flight Radar on the platform. It's a good thing that Jesus is not flying over the Netherlands right now, because the idea of bribing rain, someone has been watching too many mafia movies. W says that the PHCKC 747 has a takeoff time of 1:07 with runway 24. That means that the KLM Cargo tail that you're seeing over there should be getting pushed back at some point not too long from now. It looks like it is already farting. The APU is on. That much we can see from here. Thanks for the heads up, W. And Leo, good to see ya. Welcome back, mate. Current status quo. Light drizzle. Nothing too substantial yet. Fingers crossed it's going to stay like this. The CKC and the Garuda Indonesia would be some two nice last airplanes for today's show. Hey, that's a good suggestion, Paul. Maybe Jesus can turn rainwater into vodka. That would be amazing, wouldn't it? Next up, EasyJet A319 to Bristol. And in the background, a KLM 777 300 going to Willemstad, Curaçao, where the weather undoubtedly is better, warmer and sunnier than it is over here. not an A220 or E2 Embraer whistle that you hear when they are landing and they pass you by. Also a very distinctive sound. Hey, Afrodite also back in the chat, good to see ya. Hansworst has to go. Thanks for stopping by, mate. Hopefully see you again tomorrow and maybe also on Monday. So, KLM Flight 735 is lining up on runway 24 right now. 777-300 Earth to Willemstad, Curaçao, the PHBVU, Bravo Victor uniform, 8 years old, first flight September 2017. There is another KLM widebody approaching, that is KLM Flight 611. 611 to Chicago O'Hare, 787-10. In the meantime, E2 Embraer 195, no, that's not it, is it? No, there should also be an E2 Embraer that is tagged, or is it? No, that's not it, is it? That's an Embraer 190. This is the E2 Embraer, there you go, that's the E2 Embraer to Berlin. KLM Flight 735 to Willemstad, Curaçao in the meantime has lined up here on runway 24 and should be coming this way pretty soon. The PHBVU, 8-year-old airplane, first flight September 2017. Where did Garuda go? It was alive on the platform just now. Now no longer seems to be. Oh wait, there it is. Doesn't look like the 747 is in the process of being pushed back yet. Right. Garuda Indonesia has been pushed back. In the meantime, we have KLM Flight 611 on the runway, the PHBKQ, Papa Hotel, Bravo Kilo, Quebec. Brand new airplane, first flight July 2025, so this one really is brand spanking new. The CKC not moving yet, not being pushed back yet, but the APU is running, it's farting. And here is KLM Flight 611, the brand new 787-10. Another 787-10 behind it, KLM Flight 677 to Calgary. Wind slowly but surely gradually picking up. Wondering if maybe I need to resort to using image stabilizer. Nah, it's still decent. Still decent enough. Big picture wise, this is what the south is looking like, and yeah, it's a drizzle. This is looking to the west, this is looking to the north, this is looking to the east. Let me see if I can also find me a tissue, make the lens dry. Forgot to bring my cloth, that's okay. This should work adequately. those few droplets. Hey, that was Fidel Castro, or was it Raul? Hard to distinguish the two. (787-10) KLM flight 677 to Calgary. We're hearing an A400. I think we're hearing an A400. I'm looking up, but it's flying above the clouds. It's most definitely an A400. You can hear it on the mic. Immediately recognizable as such. Immediately recognizable. It's flying too high overhead. Alright, now let's see. Garuda, Indonesia. It should be on its way over here. I already heard that on the news this morning, Wolfgang. Hackers attacking certain airports. I'll drink to that. A400, also known as the A400 in Canada. Indeed, indeed, indeed. Well, there it is, Garuda, Indonesia. I don't see the CKC being pushed back yet, so I think I am going to wrap up after Garuda has taken off. Make that the last airplane for today's show. And then make sure that I get everything back dry in my car before it's really going down, because slowly but surely it is starting to rain more and more here. Garuda, Indonesia looks to become the second airplane to take off. There's an A321neo next, and here is another Embraer 190. Also landing on runway 22. Away from the wind. KLM flight 1583 to Lisbon is lined up and ready to go. Penultimate airplane of today's show, Garuda, Indonesia flight 89. Next after that, that will be the last airplane for today's show. Rain is intensifying. There it is, KLM flight 1583 to Lisbon. I'm already going to go ahead and thank you all for joining me here today. I am going to wrap up right after Garuda, Indonesia has taken off. A massive big thank you for all the support, for the likes. For the gifted memberships, the membership renewals, the super chats, the super stickers and whatnot. A massive big thank you also to the moderators for keeping the chat friendly and accessible. The phone is acting up. Screen thinks I am doing stuff that I'm not doing. So droplets are already interfering, so I am going to close the phone screen since I don't want it to be doing anything else. If it was well. Let's try that again. Wipe the screen dry. Oh yeah, that's better. Right, also a massive big thank you to the moderators for keeping the chat friendly and accessible, as always. Now, what's the hold up? Garuda Indonesia. What are you doing? Oh. my phone keeps doing stuff that I'm not doing. It's droplets and gravity combined with the touchscreen. Well, come on. Don't tell me that they... Oh, well, there's a helicopter and there's an airplane landing. Don't tell me that they're waiting for the airplane to have landed. Surely not. Martin says, looking at that damp. Yeah, it is already raining over here. Not as hard anymore as a couple of minutes ago. Is the 787-10 going before Garuda? Once again, the lifeliner, we already saw it before. Might be that they're holding for that. All right, well, the 787-10 is going ahead of the 78 of the triple from Garuda. Let me just wipe the camera dry a little around the buttons where water can seep into the camera. Should be good. KLM is sneaking in front of Garuda. KLM flight 603 to LAX. Oh wait. I realize I also have an umbrella with me. Silly me. Wow, that makes sticking around a bit easier. Totally forgot. Now Delta also creeping ahead of the Garuda Indonesia. What is going on here? What is up? Right, and in the meantime, KLM flight 603 on its way to LAX. Now, 3 airplanes next to one another. Right, well, everybody seems to be going ahead of Garuda Indonesia. Not sure what's their plan then. All right. Come on then. Come on. Yeah, the E2 going ahead. Of course it is. Of course it is. Otherwise I am going to wrap up. Stuff is going to get too wet otherwise. What's that EasyJet doing? Yeah, EasyJet also going ahead. Screw you. If it's going ahead, which it looks like it will be. Yeah, the satay is not ready. Time to wrap up, guys. Thank you all for joining. Hopefully, I'll see you tomorrow. For now, goodbye and see you soon, guys. Take care.